Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me well. If no, please just, raise your hands. So I'm Fode, General Manager at Medatech. Happy to see you once again, face-to-face, for some of you. Today my presentation is about how we are transforming business operation with our new modules, or with our latest modules. So, most of the modules that I will show today, I will give you an insight on how we come up with these modules, what kind of business problem they solved, and I will do a quick demo. Whenever I start losing my voice, I will drink, so I apologize for that. Let's start. So how do we come up with all these innovations? So this is to explain to you that we just don't sit down with a group of developers and develop a module and then expect that they will fix business problem. These modules are developed with our customers. They are developed to solve real-life problems, and every single module that we release, there is one business out there that have used it and it solved their problem. Okay? So the cycle for innovation or development, it's always customer-driven. It's always from our customers. They approach us with a problem. We listen to them carefully. The second one, we go back with what they've suggested. It could be that they suggested a design. It could be that there is no design, it's just a problem. Then we analyze this problem of the customer and try to come up with an effective solution to resolve this problem. So we go through problem analysis phase, and then we start designing. Okay? By designing, I mean we create a prototype, the customer review it, so always hand in hand with a customer. So if there is no customer, there is no product development. So once we innovate, we build the solution, of course on our side, not directly on the customer server. Then we test it. We test it with a client, and we also do our own in-house testing as well, as part of it. And after testing, we roll out to the customer. So we hand it over to the customer to actually do their own testing with their own data. So some of my demo today, you will notice that the data is ours, so it might not be as good as it should, but I've tried. I will do my best to actually make it very useful. So once they're validated, we then move on to the implementation phase, which could be those implementation might require small adjustment to meet the customer-specific needs, but the core module would have been developed and tested and working for the client at the time. So you heard WooCommerce from Gil's presentation, and I can see some of the people in the room have actually had WooCommerce with different versions. So I just spoke to one, it's like, our version is slightly different than the standard one, can we move to it? This also happened. When you first get the module, you think like, no, it needs to work differently than everyone else, then you adjust it, to not adjust it, you kind of revert back to standard instead. So this is the cycle of innovation. This is what we go through. I think we do it even within our implementation of the ERP. We always listen, we do analysis, then we do workshop. And in workshop, you will notice that you go through a solution and you're like, oh, that's not quite there. And then redesigning until you're happy. So how are we transforming workforce and operation with these modules? So you need to, when you want to innovate or create something, it's a very, I can't find a better word, it's a very bad idea, I would say bad idea. It's a very bad idea to refuse to change your old way and then just try to say like, this is how we do it, I just want the same in the new system. That's a very bad idea. What you should do is say, that's the old way. I want to do it in a new way. And then don't scrap it, because there is always good things about your old way of doing things, but reconsider it, revisit it, okay? So the first point, when we did, okay, this is specific to the modules that I'm presenting today, rather than in general, but this applies to your everyday activity or task or anything that you do. The first thing is labor-intensive manual scheduling. So one of the products that I'm going to present today is how our customers are using the new scheduling system in Priority to actually assign users to tasks or decide who is going to do the work and when and where and all those information. So we thought about what about real-time field staff management, So the old way of doing it, you probably sit down, look at the calendar, go to Google, make a few phone calls, and then decide who is going to do it. Maybe that still work, but can you have something real time? We have a lot of technology out there that we're not going to be aware of all of them until we need it. But with API, you can do real-time staff management, and you can track them, you can know where they are and what they're doing at a point in time, rather than rely on old data or not live data. So the next module that I'm going to show is related to payment. So think about the current way we pay now. We're like, okay, can the customer actually pay themselves at their own convenience? Instead of going to now I see people like the engineer came to my house not long ago, and then he paid me via open banking. I said, oh, I need a card reader with my bank. And then I cannot find the card reader. He's like, no, you don't need it. He showed me a QR code, I scanned it, and I paid. So there are technology out there to be able to do these payments efficiently, and then to decentralize them. So streamline payment solution, that's what we come up with. So I will give you more details about that in the next slide. So endless supplier emails, that's our old way of doing things. Again, one problem that one of our modules resolve is all these communications are done in a more effective way now, rather than you send an email, you send the PO, they reply, and they ask you, oh, we don't have the PDF, can you resend it again? You don't need to do that. They can access it at their own time, whenever they want. Then you have manual labeling at goods in. This will be very interesting, and there is a lot of us in the room. Otherwise, I would want input from others. But after the demo, during the Q&A, I'm more than happy to take questions about this. But majority of our clients have an issue with labeling. Everyone wants to implement a barcode system, but they're like, okay, how do we do it? When we receive the goods, do we label at the time? Can our vendors provide the goods with the label already that we can scan? So that's the problem we're trying to resolve here. I won't reveal too much. I'll wait for the demo. So we move to automated labeling system. So how do we solve that? I will show in the next slide. And then all this is actually, everything that we do on the old way is prone to error. There is a lot of error, a lot of mistake that could happen. It's inefficient. And if everyone is talking about AI, and you can see what AI can do, you really don't want to work in that way as it is. So this, of course, results in reduction in error and a lot of time saving, as I've already mentioned. Good. What's next? So I will show you map and track. I will talk about the key features of map and track, what it is, what map and track mean. I will demo it, and I will share some of the benefits of map and track with everyone. On the next point, we have Medatech Pay. So I will go through the key features of Medatech Pay. I will do a demo of Medatech Pay, one of the demo, because the product have 3 solutions. And I will talk about some of the key benefits as well. And we'll do the supplier portal, the same. And for the Power BI, this is more like, it's not something I can really demo, but it's to tell you that we've now done few projects, few Power BI projects that, you know, it might be good for you to know or be aware that we can actually integrate with Power BI and design custom dashboard for you or for your business. Map and track. Why do we call it map and track? It's because there is a map and there are people you can track on the map. As simple as that. This map and track started a few years ago. It was a request from a customer that actually provide calibration and servicing on tools that they're selling to customers, to clients. So those tools are sold around the UK in different locations, and they have field engineers based in different locations in the UK. When they asked us about this, it was a private development just done for that customer at the time to actually show them where the services are on the map, where the engineers are, and who is the most efficient engineer to commute to the service or to do the service based on few things, based on their availability and the distance, okay? They also had like a request about a customer service. So for instance, if we are tracking the engineer, so we know that he's gonna be an hour late, they can send an automated email to the client to say, your engineer is an hour late at the moment or something. So very similar to our DPD delivery or any Amazon delivery or stuff like that. I don't deliver too much, so I didn't know which example to use. I just see packages coming home. It's for my wife, it's never for me. You know. This is how map and track look like. At the top is just a simple top bar for the website. We call it map and track. On the right-hand side, you have the user that is connected. You have like a date. You have a date at the top, and on the side you have different sources. I will explain what those sources are. And you have a start and end date. In the middle, you have a Google map. We initially started this with a different type of map, but we decided that Google Map will be best for what we're looking for. And on the far right-hand side, we have like the different technicians. Okay, I will do the live demo and you will be able to see more. So, something I missed, you know, from the customer that had the first version of Map and Track, how did we find ourselves here now? We have a lot of clients asking about the same thing, but wanting to do different thing and still I want to see my client on the map, who I sold this specific product to, and where they are, so I can send someone for a reference visit, okay? We have a customer in the room that actually have been a partner to design this with. We mainly designed the new version of Map and Track with them. So there is a lot of input from them and a lot of knowledge that we actually gained from previous projects to actually build the product. So key features. So multiple data source. So it's like a generator. You can show anything in priority on the map. As long as you have an address somewhere and you want to show, it could be an address of your customer, it could be an address of your leads, it could be an address of where you're shipping, it could be an address. You know, we just try to make it flexible because not everyone wanted to see task on the map. Other people wanted to see some other stuff, you know. So we're like, okay, why you don't just provide them with a generator and anyone can decide what they want to show on the map. You have a calendar view. A calendar view is interesting. I had a meeting with a client that wanted to see the demo, and a lady there suggested, like, okay, if we're planning everything on Map and Track now, why should we not have like a calendar here instead of going to priority calendar to see the plan afterward? I said I will borrow that idea from you and then we develop it. So that was a few weeks ago. So you will see that. It's all like, instant live update, and yeah, that's what you see the live. So it's all connected by API. You don't have to wait for the data to sync. It's live. So as you make changes here, you go to priority, you will see the change. Technician coloring, okay? So this was quite a big task because we were like, it's either you have like dozens of technicians, so someone can go into the system and assign colors to them, or we can create a color generation mechanism to automatically assign a unique color to a technician when you load the screen. So that's what it's doing at the moment. The colors are automatically assigned to engineers just to differentiate one engineer from another. So when you see things on the map, you realize that that's for Eva, and green is for me, and so on and so forth. It doesn't help because the map is green and I'm green there, but so. And you can always change it. If you want to assign fixed color, you can do that as well. But our customers that we design this with, they will have like hundreds of technicians. So even with the color, I don't know, because sometimes you might actually get the similar shade. So there is a lot of shades of green. And so we will have to see that once they are live with it, if they're gonna assign fixed colored, or if the automatic color generation will be fine. But it should be sufficient enough. You have a drag and drop mechanism. So, to assign a task to someone, you just drag and drop to the person. As simple as that. That's for like ease of use, and it just looks better and modern and stuff. Distance and travel calculation time. So although we have straight line, that's because this is not the map that the actual technician will use to navigate to the place. It's a map for planning. So if it's a map for planning, we need accurate travel time, we need accurate distance calculation, but we don't really need to see the routes. So we went for to save on API count, so Google don't charge you for plotting the route on the map. We came up with a straight line, polyline direction, just to say this person is going from this place to that place and coming back home always. There is an option to stay overnight in an hotel, so it doesn't always close, come back to where you started. But that's optional if you know that your engineers might have an overnight stay somewhere, so you can define where they're staying, and then that's where it's going to end. And the last one, which is in progress at the moment, so we have it working in one place. We're trying to redesign it now to work with the new version of Map and Track, is the actual tracking. So our actual tracking at the moment is using a Medatech build app to track the driver, but there are commercial systems out there that we prefer to integrate with there because they're probably better with the tracking, okay? So that's coming soon. When I say soon, probably before I give the first demo, the tracking might be there. So that's soon. Good. Let's see how it looks in real life. I think. Just give me a second. Yeah, that's fine. Can you just switch it to my screen? Good. So this is the sign-in for Map and Track. This is the sign-in page. By the way, the background was designed by Jack. It looks good, you can keep it, but if you want to change it to like your business, with your business logo or something like that, then that's, you are more than welcome to do. It'll be fine. What I will actually do, I will show you the generator in priority, and then I will go to the map and track, just briefly. I'll try and be very brief. So, the generator, we have like a map source data. Is anyone connected to Touchstone? So these are the different sources, okay? I couldn't come up with like very good examples, but technically you have your shipment there, so you can see all your, most of, the majority of our clients use outsource the delivery. They don't do their own delivery. But if you were doing your own delivery, then you can actually manage your own delivery on Map and Track. This is a source from task. You can see I'm selecting a different forms, and then I can just go into the sub-level form. Don't know why it's trying to do screenshots. I can go into the sub-level form here and then select which field I want to show. So if you say, I want the current date and the description to show in the pop-up, in the message, then it will show in the message. And then you can say which field are address. This is for us to know these fields are the different address that you've chosen. So therefore, we can get the coordinates from the address field provided. And so on and so forth. There is a filtering mechanism. So for instance, you can design multiple apps and then create a different filter for each of the app. To say this one, I want to see engineers in the north. I want to see the south, or I want to see, any filtering that you want to do on it. Or task, for instance, you might split it down into 2 tasks. To say calibration is done by different engineer comparing to services. So therefore, you can create 2 apps because it's managed by 2 different teams. So yeah. Very interesting, you can define your point of interest form, which have nothing to do with the main data source. So I have my task here, or my service visit. I have my engineers, but I can also define or show point of interest on the map. To say, if you are going to a service visit, and we have a warehouse or a branch somewhere on the road, you can actually assign the engineer to go via that warehouse, or maybe when coming back, they need to replenish the stock. They can go via the warehouse, get the stock in their van, and continue. So those kind of stuff. Again, you can select any form in priority and make it a point of interest as long as there is address. Of course, if you need to show it on the map, there needs to be an address. That makes sense. And how do you know the traveler? For instance, the traveler, we call it the traveler, but it could be the engineer. We didn't want it to make it specific to engineers, because my first example that I set up was for customers and sales, So let's say, for instance, if you have that many sales around the country, you could actually allocate your sales agent to a specific customer to go and visit the customer for, any reason. So you could also plan your sales around the country and say okay, he's in the north, he's gonna visit X client and, Y client. So this is a brief overview of the generator. There is much, much more into it, but I will just move on to the real demo. Otherwise, I'm sure they're gonna kick me out soon. Okay, good. So, by the way, the username and password is not tied with the priority username, so people that can access the map are completely not counted as part of your priority license. They're using API to connect, so you can create as many users for the map and track. It's like the portal for your customers. You can create as many users to connect to your customer portal. The only thing that you need to be aware of is any changes that they do is counted as a number of transactions. So therefore, when you load into priority, it will count it. So if you have like thousands of users making changes here, you might not pay more for them to use the system, but you will pay for the transaction update, okay? All right, so when you connect, this is how we look. By the way, you can close the side menu if you want, and you can open it again. You can define a date range. By default, it will always give you a week, but you can define a longer date range. You can select from multiple sources that I showed you in priority. Okay, the one that I will demo today is the map task. So when you select map task and then you do search, this is taking the data from priority and straight away displaying it on the map. Okay, then you can remove the pop-up or you can add the pop-up. You know, that's as it is. The users that I've defined to show here as the traveler. So for instance, it's not showing Krishna, or it's not showing, it is showing Gidon, it's not showing Krishna or other users because they're not part of the people that can travel, or they're not technicians that can do calibration, let's assume. Okay, each of us have different color. I will first explain the progress bar. So the progress bar for Eva, you can see that she's overloaded at the moment because she can do 14 hours a day. So she worked very hard, and then we abused it. We gave her 20, even worse. You know? So there is an excess, but this is actually counting the travel time to each of those locations. But why would you send Eva down to Bournemouth or Poole somewhere while Fode can do it? You know, I'm already there. So I can make it collapse and see TaylorMade there and pick TaylorMade. Sorry. Pick TaylorMade, give it to Fode. Okay? And then straight away, you see it changed it on the map. So that's live. By the way, the point of interest is very close there, but if you zoom in, you will see that we're not going via the point of interest, but let's say I would say when coming back home, I want you to go to the warehouse and get some stock. So, I don't know if you can see, but it's like that. So now straight away, it recalculates the travel time. It said like, because you are going to go via a different route when you're coming back, then that increased the travel time. Okay? So there is a lot of cool things to show, so I will see which one. By the way, you can do the same thing with assigning tasks. If you don't like the drag and drop, you can say that, okay, why would we go up there and do this while can Eva do it? Let me see. I don't think she can do it, but let's say I want to assign this to Eva and say she's gonna work some overtime maybe. So I will say Eva, and I will say saved, okay? The point of interest was there already, but if I remove the point of interest for Eva and save, then it looks like that, okay? So while she's there, actually she have only 3 hours, overtime, so that's fine. So the calendar view, which is this one. So you will ask yourself, what are these nice icons, what are these icons? They kind of like, when you look at them together, the eyes make it a bit, Halloween kind of stuff, but there we go. So let's say if you are sending engineers from the south to the north, like my geography of the UK is very bad, so for me, the north is anything that is not Southampton is the north. So if you're sending them to the north, you don't want to send them every day, because you keep going up north. So you want to know, are there any other tasks up north that they can do while they are there? but it could be that those tasks are actually scheduled for a different day, okay? How do you see that? I cheated a bit here. So I went there, I look at the calendar, but I didn't have to do that. What I can do is do this, okay? So when you say blur, it shows you any other day as blur. So you can say that, oh, but Eva is also going to be here. So in few days, on the 20th, so why can I not just move all those into one day and get her to do all of them in one day? Of course, if she got time. Or I would say, why would I send her back home? She can just stay in a local hotel and then do that the next morning and so on and so forth. Okay? So it's being able to have visibility on future date as well, rather than just the date that you are scheduling. Because if you're just looking at the schedule for a week, you want to know, okay, what about other days? Where are they going to be? But you want to have a differentiation between the markers on the map. Okay, so that's the differentiation. Here is blurry. And if I say hide, you hide it. So as simple as that. And so on and so forth. Okay. I think once you've done your changes, by the way, you can also do the drag and drop here. I can say, 4 days going to do this. And then it goes there. And I can do the save. And then it will just save it and update within priority automatically. That's map and track in a very quick way, quick demo. If anyone interested to see more about it, bring ideas to it, I'll be more than welcome to talk to them about the map and track and do a more in-depth demo of it. Thank you. Can you bring the presentation? Good. Good. So why do we think map and track stand out? It's real-time visibility. So you know exactly that you are looking. When someone asks you, where is this specific team member of yours, you know exactly where they are. It shows you on the map where they are or where they're meant to be next week. So it's real-time visibility, and it's easy to see as well, because going through like forming priority and rows of data and try to identify where they are and who is the customer, it's not ideal. So here you can see it's all color-coded, it's presented on the map, and it looks good. Efficient scheduling. So you are streamlining your schedule by looking at future dates. What task do we need to do on other days? And then assigning it to the most relevant person rather than just, deciding that because X person look good, they just need to do it, better decision making, so, that explained for itself. And customer satisfaction, giving you the example that I gave, you can tell when someone is running late for a service. So you can actually send notification to a client. But also, you can actually, when a customer phone you and ask you, can I have an engineer tomorrow for a visit? Instead, you can actually see where your engineers are on a specific date and say, okay, we have an engineer not far from you, then he can go and visit you, okay? I will try and use it for Medatech, maybe like when we have people around your area, we will be more proactive and call you and say, I have an engineer there, he can come and say hi. So maybe it will work for us. So the key, I think I was enjoying map and track so much, and then I'll move on to the next one. Anyway, let's start. So Medatech Pay. Medatech Pay came up from a customer demand, from frustration for our customers, because some of you would know that we had click to pay before. where like it was a bit like there was only one provider that you can use, or one gateway provider that you could use, and then you have to be happy with the rate that they provide, or otherwise you don't have a solution. So by investigating that, and it actually originated from the portal that we built. So we provide a customer portal, which is different than the portal generator, actually. What does he do? Pretty similar thing, okay? So our client wanted to give the ability to some of their clients to pay online. So rather than they don't have a payment term or anything like that, they want to be able to pay for whatever they've ordered and move on. So in Priority, you have the option to decide who is going to pay on the portal and who is not going to pay. The business that they have, uniforms like Medatech branded clothes or things like that, you might actually give bonuses to each of your employees to say you can buy about £200 worth of, kits or goods on the website. So, they will just go there and buy and consume it. But then we extended this to even further. So when you are on an invoice in Priority, you can actually, and you are on the phone with a client, and they are happy to provide you with the credit card details, you can take a payment directly from Priority. And what it does, it creates a receipt automatically for you as well. So pretty much exactly like Click to Pay, but just with more immersion. You have more immersion. I would just say a few names. You can select from WorldPay to Barclaycard to Opayo, whatever. They have like dozens, And apparently, I find out that NMI is the one providing payment for all those parking. So when you go to parkings and you pay for your parking ticket, NMI is actually the one providing those services. So it's a big name, and they quite know what they're doing in this business. So, I think I've said all. Embedded checkout on our customer portal, taking payment on the phone for an invoice. So you open an invoice, you click on an action, and you take a payment. Or you send them an invoice with a pay me now or something like that, whatever you want to call it. Good. So let me show you this one. I will show you one, but it's all bundled to one solution. So if you want to see others, you are more than welcome to ask for it, and then we prepare a demo of it. Good. So we create an invoice. I go to account receivable, that, and multi-shipment invoice, and multi-shipment invoice. And let's say, who do I want to buy from? HMRC? And I'll just put like a basic product, doesn't really matter. And say one, how much do we want to pay? I think my card can take anything, so we can pay for 2,500, it's fine. We've been provided with a dummy card, so we can, I should have selected a product actually with an income account, but that's fine. Just select an income account, go up. So first you need to finalize it, okay? Just to show you, if I wanted to pay this invoice and it's not finalized, and I do this, say payment cannot be proceed until invoice is finalized, okay? So I will finalize the invoice. Okay, now the invoice is finalized, and I can either take payment directly from Priority, or I can do from the PDF. I thought that it would be nicer to show you from the PDF, but if like you want to see, if you want to see it from here, we can show you a later one. So I will print the PDF. I think that's fine. Print. By the way, I've always thought that this is a feature that we should have a long time ago, you know. So although we are very excited about it, but it's a must-have, and you have it now. So you can do this. You say, oh, sorry. So this is the PDF, the invoice PDF. Don't worry too much about the design. It was just for the demo purpose. But you have a pay now link at the bottom where like they can click on pay now. It open a link. This will open the same kind of, so now it's connecting to NMI services. And then you have 3,000, I think that's including VAT or something like that. Yeah. And now I can put like the dummy details I have. Just say 99. I will say Southampton, postcode, country, of course, United Kingdom, state, yeah, and contact. I don't think I need that, but anyway. And I will take my card from here. And the expiry date was something 28, 0228, 0228. And I guess I can put anything there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So now that I've done that, do I need to put the contact then? Should they email? Should they? I needed to put it. All right, good. So now I can do submit payment. This will send to NMI, and whatever merchant it's using is going to go to the merchant as well. And then it's been paid. So now let's look at my invoice that I raised in priority. The nice thing will be to see like there is a receipt there, and there is a receipt, okay? And all the unique reference about the payment, so you can match it back to like when you receive your statement from WorldPay or Barclaycards or whatever, it will be there. So that's done, and the receipt is done for you. So if your customer were making this payment on their side, you don't even have to worry. You would just see that the invoice is fully reconciled. You receive a notification to say you've received a payment. Is that not nice? And then if you were taking the payment, you also be more proactive and saying like, if the customer say, no, I'll pay you after this, you can say, yeah, you can pay me now if you want, you know, unless it's on backs or something like that. But for like credit card payment, this makes it very, very easy. Good. So that's, by the way, if I try to pay this again, it does this. The payment has already been made. So you cannot pay twice, you can only pay once. And for security, by the way, the page is completely secure. The credit card information are not taken by Medatech. So what that is, we're using their fields embedded into a page that we create. So it's not like an iframe, but it's very similar to an iframe. So those details, we don't store it. We don't know about it. We just connect to NMI, and then they process it that way. Good. So that's the Medatech Pay module that have 3 functionality, and you've just seen one. So moving back to our 5 minutes. Oh, I have 5 minutes. I'll be very fast. I think I like it here more than sitting there. I'm enjoying. Okay, so vendor portal. The vendor portal is very similar to supplier portal, but it's just allowing you to have like to give an interface to your vendors so they can access purchase order information, and they can send you ASN, advanced shipping notice. So if they're shipping something, you are aware of what they're shipping. They tell you, this is what we're going to ship. So when it comes with a label that you can actually scan automatically when it arrives. Because I only have 5 minutes, I won't be able to show you the scanning part, but I wanted to show you how easy it is when that happens. That's what I spoke about, and then you can generate a shipment automatically. Let's move on to the demo. I think that's too much talking. Demo, done, that's fine. Oh, you can see it already. Good, it's connected. By the way, the dashboard that you have here is fully customizable, so you can add more stuff that you think will be important to your vendors on this first page. You have your purchase orders with different filters that they can use. They can download everything to Excel if they want, or they can download specific one. They can make changes to the line. So let's say, for instance, if you have a price list from them and you don't have the new price list, and you place a purchase order, and they want to tell you like the price has changed or we won't be able to deliver anything, they can communicate with you here directly. Okay, so these are the information that we're choosing to add, and they can add the reasons and stuff like that. Okay, so that's like the purchase order view. So that's how they see the purchase order. So what do we call pack shipment? Is when they packing the shipment for you, they can create a pack shipment. A pack shipment is they can come and say, you know, shipment number, I don't know, shipment 1, okay? And because we're running out of time, you can select it manually here. But what would be cool is your vendors don't have time. Doing this for you, probably, unless you are like the only person to provide goods to, it's a favor. You know, our clients that have asked their vendors is like, ask them, this will make it faster and better and so on and so forth. So you can just like upload an Excel, by the way. I already have the Excel here. See how fast that is. That's it, it's done. And the lot numbers are there, the quantity and everything, and then they do submit. So when you do submit, this is going to create a request in the system, and then your app is ready to scan just the shipment number, and they will load all the lines. So you don't have to scan every single item on there. And they also create a label. I will show you the label. So if they scan this barcode up here, it will load all these onto the GRV for you. If you want to now say like this will go into a different bin and this will go into a different bin, once you load it on the GRV, you can just go and then assign the bin location. So technically, goods in, you don't have to open the box. We have a customer that told us like we have to open the box, find out what is inside, and then start loading the GRV. So you don't have to. You just scan that barcode at the top, it loads everything on the GRV, and that's it. Done. By the way, if they all go into the same location, you even make it much more easier. I will skip the app usage part because I'm running out of time. But if anyone wants to see more about this, hear more about it, we'll be more than welcome to talk to you about it. Yeah. Good. So that's the supplier portal. And by the way, our client that had a version of this portal developed for them way long time ago. They used to upload the Excel and go do something, and then come back, and then it's done, and then now have a look. But you can see how fast it is. You could load 200 lines or whatever in second. We're talking about second. There is no loading. It just loads and push it to priority. The key benefits: complete control of PO details and increasing efficiency, as you can see, because it makes your goods in process very much easier. Things come with label that you can scan, so you can use shop floor data capture device effectively. Better communication, because the users have access to all the PO that you've raised, and they can see the details. There is no kind of like, send me the PDF, this and that and that. And faster shipment, you know. Because if you know the product that is coming, you can receive it quite fast, and then you can dispatch it quite fast if you are a buy and sell operation. But even if you are a manufacturer, you will use those products quite fast and then manufacture it and ship it. So either way, it's faster shipment for you. Last one. I really enjoy your company, but I think this is my last slide. Custom dashboard for clients. You'll be like, why not just Priority BI? Power BI is a well-known tool by Microsoft that is very intuitive, is specialized in BI. So a non-BI tool will never do best. You know, I don't want to say never, but why would you? You know, why would you invest all your resources and time on doing BI to this level if like Power BI is only focused on that and doing that? So they do better. So what we've realized in the recent month is that our customers needed this. They needed a dashboard, and most of them are executive level, you know, senior management. They're not interested in, you know, looking at priority. They want to see something very specific. They want to drill down. They want all these nice features that Power BI have. So we have a few of our guys that are expert in this now. They really know how Power BI works, and they can design dashboard for you. Connected to priority via API, so it's live. You have a new order, your Power BI show it straight away. So it's not like you have to wait for the data to sync or anything. It's using API. I think I've said it all. Real-time API, decision-making. This will improve, of course, decision-making and transparency and accessibility to the data, because most of the time your managers have to ask you, can you send me this report? Can I see our sale figure? Can I see this? But no, they have a dashboard, you know. And those are the benefits of investing in an ERP as such. You want to be able to say, like, this is my dashboard, this is my sale, this is that, this is how much we've invoiced, this is what we need to ship. So it's very good at that. So bring it all together so you don't forget, because I think I've been talking for long. Map and Track is the first one I showed. Medatech Pay, your payment solution. Supplier Portal, enhancing communication with your suppliers. And the Power BI offering for data visualization. So to implement this, mainly to set it up as it is, are I think the three first one rather than the Power BI, because the Power BI is custom made. It only takes like 1 to 2 days. So I'm saying 1 to 2 days, the payment solution won't take that at all. But the portals and all other stuff might take. Map and Track would probably take a day. So it's on average 1 to 2 days. Team training, 2 to 8 hours, it depends. Some people might not need a training at all because it's very self-explanatory. You can just get on with it and just use it. You cannot break it. It's not something that, you know, is fragile. Custom changes can be requested, and we can actually provide it. So we are happy to customize it to meet your needs. And I believe in customization. You know, I don't believe in just customization, but I believe that sometime your business might need some adjustment due to your personal circumstances. Get in touch with us. So you can contact support. You can contact me directly. I'll be more than happy to talk to anyone. I'm always more than happy to pick up a phone. Don't email me though. Phone me if it's really urgent and you want to talk. I'll pick it up. Or you can go via James Wright Smith, who is our account manager. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you very much.